There's only one way to start this video.
Oh, I should've known better. Karma's a bitch. I should've.
So, now y'all know what the fuck going on.
But I would like to take you with me on this journey. Ooh, aren't you tired of the truth being too hard to tell?
Hey, what's up again? That was hello and welcome to my channel in Jojo Siwa. So you're welcome.
Good morning to every single student.
Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and get started. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, listen to my music. And I'm your host, Lilac. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. Let's go, because I gotta go get tea with my friends soon. Today, we're gonna be talking about Jojo Siwa, okay? Now, I never thought I was gonna ever talk about her because why? But being on TikTok, I've seen enough of this that now we have to talk about it. So, if you don't know who Jojo Siwa is, what the fudge? Sorry, trying not to cuss, trying to keep that monetization so I can quit my corporate job and realize my dreams of being a professional mess. Jojo Siwa was a child star, you know how that goes, exploited. She was on Dancing with the Stars, which definitely makes me call into question this. But, you know, what else are you gonna do? Yeah, she was on Dancing with the Stars, and she was a huge child star. Known for being colorful, having all these bows, just known for like high energy to the point where you couldn't even understand what the girl was saying.
Good morning to every single student.
More recently, she's been known for coming out as part of the LGBTQ community. We're just gonna talk about her because she just released her first single called Karma. We're gonna go into the single. We're gonna go into a couple of controversies that have led up to her current reputation status. So let's do it. So number one, like I said, Dancing with the Stars. This is where I'm gonna kind of say that I have some sympathy for her, because if you take a look at some clips that have been floating around, you know, it's just classic child exploitation. I think it's very weird, like pageants and things like that are very weird because you're putting makeup on like 3-year-olds, and we could argue this all day, but you're sexualizing them, okay? You're putting makeup on them, you're putting them in these tight little dresses, making them prance around like they're a toy. And they're not. They're a full-on human. So there's been some clips floating around of her getting her hair bleached when she's like 4.
I have been dyeing my hair since I was like 2, maybe 1.5. I'm not a natural blonde. I'm actually a natural brown. I get brown roots, so I have to dye it so it looks like I'm a natural blonde.
Which is really damaging to adult hair, let alone hair that's developing and growing and all this kind of stuff. And who cares if your kid is blonde or brunette? That's so absolutely ridiculous. Obviously, no one's here for that. However, when she kind of transitioned out of her dancing... Have I been saying Dancing with the Stars? Oh, Dance Moms. Dance Moms, that's what it was. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Don't come for me, Abby Miller. Okay, because if you roll up on me, I'm gonna scream because you scare me a little bit. Where was I even going with that? Her transition out of her kind of personality from Dance Moms, which was, like I said, a peppy little kid, has been an interesting one. Firstly, we're gonna dive into the fact that she is currently being sued. So, what is she being sued for? I know you're probably gonna guess, I don't know, maybe she copied her line of bows from somebody, or child abuse. Just gonna cut you off right there with your guesses. It's child abuse. Ex-member of Jojo Siwa's ex-OMG Pop, hate that name, alleges mistreatment. So, Jojo Siwa went on to have a reality show of her own, kind of like Dance Moms-esque, with her mom, and they formed this girl group called ex-OMG Pop. Now, they marketed this as a gentler Dance Moms, because if you haven't seen Dance Moms, I haven't, but I've seen clips. They were real harsh. Like, the moms were going at it. The moms were yelling at the girls. The teachers were yelling at the girls. The girls were yelling at the girls. Everybody was just kind of yelling at everybody. These kids were under a lot of pressure to look a certain way, dance a certain way, work a certain amount of hours that were too many. Just a lot of pressure, which is why kids shouldn't be involved in media, in my opinion. Or at least there should be way more regulations than there are. Segue. like we're seeing with Alana, Honey Boo Boo, and her mom, and the Coogan account, and her mom taking her money, and Drake Bell, and Quiet on the Set, and Amanda Bynes. Listen, when it comes to kids being on set or on shows or in Hollywood, we should just stop. Okay. So, Leah Sanderson always wanted to dance, but it was never going to be easy for her. Leah Sanderson was a 16-year-old Leah Sanderson was a 16-year-old girl born with spina bifida, which is a congenital birth defect in which the spinal cord fails to form properly. So as you can imagine, probably comes with chronic pain, very serious. You gotta have surgeries and all this kind of stuff. Like, it's serious. And especially dancing. Like, I'm trying to get back into dancing, but I used to dance all through high school and I don't have any issues with my body, and it's still very hard on your body. She spent her early years in and out of the hospital undergoing dozens of surgeries. She regularly struggles with pain and bladder infections since she was 5 and used a catheter to go to the bathroom. Wow. The school nurse was my best friend growing up, she says. Very sad. So in 2021, when she was 14, she was auditioned for Jojo Siwa's show. The Sandersons, as well as multiple sources close to production, alleged that the Siwas subjected the children to grueling rehearsals, sometimes foregoing school breaks, which is, again, another thing I hate about having kids on set, because they're supposed to have time where they go to school. And the same thing happened with Amanda Bynes, where she didn't get the proper schooling because production teams like to just be like, you don't need to learn. You're going to be a star. You don't need to know what 2 plus 2 is. You're going to be a star. They do still need to go to school. That's why it's mandated in there. Anyways, with meager compensation. Yeah. So they're skipping school and barely even getting compensated for it. Sounds about production in Hollywood. They also allege Sanderson was forced to work under intense physical duress with Jesselyn, Jojo's mom, encouraging her to attend a video shoot just a few weeks after she underwent spinal cord surgery. In one instance, just before the surgery, they allege Leah started bleeding through her belly button during a rehearsal for a performance at the Children's and Family Emmys, which was hosted by JoJo. Rather than encourage her to take a break, the Sandersons say, Jesselyn told her to put a maxi pad on it so it wouldn't leak onto her costume. So you're telling me that you have a kid in front of your face that is literally bleeding through her belly button after getting what I can assume is a very intense surgery. It's on your back. One wrong move, you could be paralyzed. And then her whole dream and career is over. And you're like, ew, that's honestly really gross. Don't show it to me. That's pretty disgusting that you're bleeding. How dare you? Just cover that up, because literally no one wants to see that. That's really gross. I don't know why you even bothered me with that. Disgusting. Put a maxi pad on it so you don't bleed through your costume, because I was like $400 or $500. Which obviously you paid for, but still, if you bleed on it, that like throws off the whole aesthetic. So please take your disgusting health issues somewhere else. Okay, cover it up. Don't ever talk to me about it again. Great. That is great parenting, even though you're not her parent, like just a great parental figure. Love that. I think you would probably throw a fit if someone did that to your daughter, or maybe you wouldn't, because it seems like the parents in Hollywood don't give a shit that kids are human beings. Got it. Okay. They also allege that Jesselyn was overtly cruel to their young charges, calling them names, and in one instance, shaming them for having a disability. The contestant who was the target of the alleged verbal abuse did not return Rolling Stone's request for comment. JoJo, meanwhile, could also be nasty and domineering, according to sources, a sharp contrast from her upbeat on-screen persona. At one point, they allege she screamed insults at the girls during a performance. They also allege that she played a role in helping to build a cutthroat environment long after the cameras were gone, playing favorites and pitting members against each other. Gross. So that's like the background of the lawsuit. You know, they're suing for mistreatment and just a horrible set life. But you have to remember, a lot of these moms also relocated, quit their jobs to pursue this opportunity, and they were barely making enough money to survive. A lot of them were not making enough money to survive. A lot of these moms had other kids that they just up and left, which I guess is more in the mom than the show. But the least they could do is pay them. Production also said it's not a good day on set unless they make a kid cry. Like, just all this horrible shit. And it doesn't surprise me at all that JoJo was not upbeat like she was on camera, because that's how it goes. The most upbeat and like fun and like hype people are usually really ridiculous behind the scenes. They're usually very intense and mean and just a lot. That's where we got our first little, Jojo, what? I'm not loving that. So next we got Colleen Boo Boo Ballinger. Now this part we don't really have to talk that much about. It's just kind of like on the list of JoJo's weirdness, if you will. Okay, so obviously we all know about Colleen Ballinger. If you don't, what the fuck? Where have you been? Anyways, Colleen Ballinger was a YouTuber that got exposed for being predatory towards underage people. Really bad. We got the toxic gossip train out of it. That whole thing. Part of the people that have her back are Jojo Siwa and her family. Because why? Because Jojo Siwa has been friends with Colleen Ballinger since she was a child and Colleen was in her 30s. Weird? It is. But Jojo doesn't know that. Jojo was basically like, oh, the internet will just take anything and run with it. They just love to ruin people's lives. Oh, the internet is trash and all this kind of stuff, and just has defended Colleen Ballinger. For what reason, I don't know. But I really do think because Jojo was in the spotlight since such a young age, she doesn't understand reality, okay? She doesn't understand that it's weird to have adult friends when you're a kid. She doesn't understand that Colleen's jokes were inappropriate and not really jokes. She just doesn't have a concept of life outside of Hollyweird. There's really not much more to say about it. I just feel like she just isn't living in the same world that we're all living in. And for a little bit of that, I have sympathy. I feel bad that she's been exploited her whole life to the point where she doesn't notice or care why it's wrong, and she's now turning around to do the same thing. But yeah, that's really all we're going to touch on that. So now we're going to get to JoJo's transformation into adulthood, because she's gone through a little image transformation, if you will. People have been talking about her attire lately. People comparing her to an artist called G-Flip, I believe is their name, which, yeah, they look exactly alike. She went from bows and colors and all this stuff to like kind of looking like a trucker, and she has all these like fake tattoos. They're not real, but she has like these fake tattoos. It's just a lot, and she's a little over the top. I mean, look at this red carpet fiasco outfit. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. People are calling her a kiss from Wish. You know, it's just a bit weird. But she's also just been talking very strangely. Like, she's only 20 years old. She's really, really young. And she's been saying things like, one minute she's saying it's really hard to be an adult, and she didn't know how much went into adulting, and like, you gotta do laundry and you gotta pay bills. And in the next breath, she's talking about she wants to have kids like now. Like, she already has her sperm donor and she's named them, and she got like fake tattoos of the names, which is Teddy, Eddie, and Freddie. So please don't.
Jojo, I heard you on your podcast. You've already named your children?
Fully.
Really?
I actually have 2 tattoos dedicated to them. This one's dedicated to my baby girl one day. Her name is Freddie. Then this is dedicated to twin boys, Eddie and Teddy.
Freddie, Eddie, and Teddy.
Freddie, Eddie, and Teddy. I want 3 babies. I have my sperm donor lined up.
It's giving Ed, Ed, and Eddie. It's also giving please don't. People are also concerned that if she has kids this young, before she even figures herself out, she's gonna be just like her mom and exploit them, which, yeah, I'm sure she would. I'm sure she would make them make content with her and make them dance and make them do all this like little performing monkeys, kind of like she was. So people are concerned. But other than that, one of her other major scandals, which leads into her single, was her cheating scandal. Okay, so Jojo Siwa was dating somebody, and then she met TikToker Avery. So they were friends before they entered a relationship. They were posting videos, calling each other their best friend, whatever, all this kind of stuff. They were both in relationships at the time of being friends. I'll put a TikTok up.
There's a girl named Avery who was in a relationship with a girl named Soph. Long-term relationship between Avery and Soph. Avery blindsided Soph allegedly with a breakup that Soph did not see come. So Avery breaks up with Soph, gets into a relationship with Jojo. Now Avery and Jojo were together. Now Jojo had recently broken up with, Kai. Now if my memory serves me correctly, Jojo and Kai was Jojo's first queer relationship that was public. Because she lesbian. So they had recently broken up, and then Jojo and Avery got together. So they both have breakups, both get together. So Jojo and Avery were together until they abruptly broke up. And what had happened is that Avery and Soph, remember Soph? They had planned a vacation prior to them breaking up. And Avery still wanted to go, so she went on a trip with her ex. And then Jojo comes out and thinks that she was used for clout, so she's saying stuff like that. Because like, okay, you just date me to get famous and then you go back with your ex. Oh, really? But then, I'm so sorry. Strap up. Remember how Jojo had broken up with Kai? Kai then had another girlfriend who said that Jojo and Kai, while Jojo was in a relationship with Avery, were getting together. So Kai and Jojo were allegedly getting together while Jojo was in a relationship with Avery. And then Avery goes on that trip. Basically, the moral of that story is Jojo thinks that Avery was using her for clout. But then while with Avery, she allegedly was cheating on her with Kai, her ex. But then Avery was going on a vacation with her ex, and that's what her song is about.
That's kind of how it started. Everyone was giving backlash to Avery. Everyone was giving backlash to Jojo. It was just a whole big mess. But essentially, that is what her new song Karma is about, because her song is like,
I was a bad girl. I did some bad things.
and then like another part, I know I'm doing a spot on impression, so please don't copyright me. Another part is like,
Another wild night, another crazy mood, and I didn't know what it would do to you.
so it's being speculated that she's talking about her cheating. People are finding it funny because they're like, you're a bad girl, but you're sitting on a bed with bows and Barbies and shit. And like, what are you talking about? And everybody's like, when, where, why? Like, what, when did you start doing music? Why does it sound so bad? Why are you dancing like this? Which, by the way, her dance, I'm an artist. I understand hyping up your promo or what? Promoing your single. But the amount of times this girl posted, I didn't consent, okay? I didn't consent to sing
Another wild night.
everywhere, okay? Everyone's like, you're not a bad girl. She self-admittedly is trying to have her Miley Cyrus era, but everyone's general consensus is like, yeah, but the difference between you and Miley is that she's talented. And JoJo's a good dancer, but not a good singer from what we hear. And also not a good dancer from whatever we're seeing everywhere. And it's just crazy because everyone was coming at the choreographer at first, but the choreographer is choreographed for Lady Gaga. So then people are like seeing other people do the dance and they're doing it just fine. So I'm not sure why she is dancing so aggressively, because obviously she is a good dancer. She posts things like this. But this whole aggressively dancing, I really don't know what it's about. I don't know if she's doing it on purpose to get people to click more, or if that's just what she feels like she needs to do. But whatever it is, stop. As somebody saying they're in their Miley Cyrus era, it's just not giving. I mean, the chorus of the song is literally, I would have never effed around. Like, just say fuck, girl. If you're trying to be like more adult and you're trying to show people that like, I'm not a little kid anymore, saying effed around is kind of like, what? I watched the music video. As much as we all hate it, the marketing is popping up. She's doing really well on views wise because a lot of people, they want to see the train wreck, okay? And that's good marketing, if nothing else. The music video, I don't know. The dancing was okay. The humping was not okay. Everyone's talking about her humping this dancer. Why did we need to see that? The looks are weird. It's just not cohesive. It's just very weird and all over the place. The song sounds like a royalty-free track with so much auto-tune. Crazy amounts of auto-tune. And now, as someone who sings, I have to say this because everyone's like, ew, if you use auto-tune, you stop. Here's the thing. Auto-tune cannot make you a good singer. It can pitch correct or it can make things sound more clean. First of all, every artist that you know uses auto-tune. They do, okay? Every single one. It's an industry standard. However, it can't make you have a good voice. And the amount that she is pitch corrected, the level that her autotune is at, tells me that it wasn't good. It wasn't good in the studio. She even posted a little bit of her in the studio saying like, you want me to hit the note? Is that what you want? And the producer's like, yeah, maybe. Yeah, if you could.
You want me to hit the note? You want me to sing? You want me to... Maybe hit the note. Maybe hit the note is crazy.
Which is like, singing is not the girl's forte. Like I said, the music video was weird. It alluded to her cheating. That's what the song is about, in my opinion, allegedly. And it's just been taking the fuck over the internet and I want it to stop. That's pretty much it. I mean, like, she's talked about the fact that she's releasing other songs, but the internet collectively is like, what the fuck? I hope that she finds her identity, because it seems like she doesn't know what her identity is because she's been in the spotlight for so long that she doesn't know who she's supposed to be. Because as a kid, she was told who she was supposed to be. As she was growing up, she was told by Nickelodeon or whoever who she was supposed to be. And now it seems like she's kind of struggling to get her footing, but this is a weird turn. It's working out numbers wise, but it's a weird turn. Now, I wanted to say, someone did mention, last thing, that this could all be a rage baiting PR move where they release the worst song she's recorded first, so people get all like, what the fuck? And people look at the dance and the way she's dressing and all of this shit, and they're like, ew, but they're intrigued because they're like, you suck, but I'm gonna keep watching to see if you suck. And they're going to pick up her audience that way and then release a lot of better music after. There is some evidence to support this. So she had a listening party and people release snippets of other songs she's recorded at that listening party, and they sound way better. All the comments are like, why didn't she release this one? This one should have been her single. This one eats. The leaks eat. The leaks that I've heard, at least one or two of them, is way better. It's really good. I'm not saying she's Mariah Carey over here, but it sounds good. So that could very well be it. And if that's it, either her or her marketing team, whoever thought about it, fucking genius to lead in with this weird out there trash, like AI house music sounding shit to get everyone riled up, just so they tune in for when the music is actually good. I don't know what career direction she's going in. I don't know if she wants to sing full time or kind of what she's doing, but you're not Miley Cyrus. Okay, and even Miley Cyrus during that bangers era was really fucking cringe. Okay, like it didn't come without some cringe. She still had good music, but like, I don't know. Maybe that's just the direction you have to go in. For children's stars, they always kind of run into that dilemma of not wanting to be seen as a child anymore. So they get in like this weird sexually / avant-garde aggressive vibe. I would say the only child star I've seen that has successfully kind of transitioned out is Olivia Rodrigo. I don't really know of a cringy era from her. She kind of just very gracefully transitioned from the Disney shit to being a full-fledged phenomenal artist. I mean, it's clearly more of a struggle for some than others to be seen as an adult. I just think this is very try-hard and weird, and I hope that she learns herself and the next release is better and stop humping people, okay? Yeah, that's about it. That's about that on that. I'm gonna go get tea and be fancy, and y'all can let me know what you want me to talk about in the comments. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. It really helps if you guys like and comment, so please, please, please like, comment, subscribe. Listen to my music because I was not a bad girl. I was an emotionally unavailable sad girl, okay? And I feel like that deserves some love too. If I gotta start dancing like this to get y'all to listen to my music, I fucking will, okay? But please don't make me. All right, so I'll see you next time. Bye.
But I would like to take you with